everyone. Well, the Ball State softball team continued to play this weekend, and they were hoping to continue off of their straight 3 out of 4 losses. And so we'll take a look and see how that happened. They started off good, but then eventually the Ball State women's team shot down and ended up doing poorly. Oh no. And okay, we're going to continue on now. The Ladies Cardinals will play an Iowa tournament starting this Friday. Before the Ball State baseball team kicks off its conference season this weekend, the Cards will battle in-state rival Indiana tomorrow. Tomorrow's game will be the meeting between the two, beating both. Hoosiers are on 4 on the year, and they have won 6 of its last 7 games. Tomorrow will be the game 3 at 3 p.m. Switching to Ball State men's tennis, it seems every week they have a player.
Haven't we all been there? Where we're like,
so you remember the boom goes the dynamite kid?
I remember. Can I tell you something honestly? I remember like the first time I went on it, and like the first time you read the teleprompter for real on like your first job. The worst. You're like, I'm terrible.
So I remember the teleprompter person is always the most important person of the whole show.
Yeah, but now they don't even have teleprompter people. You do it.
No, right. You have to do it yourself. But I remember when I first started out, like they'd like spin that prompt at the wheel, and it would I'd be like, "What are you doing, man? You got to stay with me. You're killing me,
man." Some people, like what people think is like you're actually saying it, but the reality is you're reading script.
But that's the trick, Suki. That's the trick, is to fool people, and you be natural enough to think that they think that you are doing it without a script.
And that's all we do, fool people.
We are reading prompter right now, folks.
Magic.
Right now. We're reading prompter. Right now. It's rolling in front of me.
It's a Thursday, November 5th, another beautiful day.
Show number 112 on the Suki and Scott docket. 112 hours of program, Sue.
It's crazy.
What a great last night, Oba Batumbe, and
he was incredible.
Thunderstorm Ortiz.
He was magical.
Unbelievable. Tonight, Sue, what a great show. I forgot to even put it up on Facebook. We have Ann Elizabeth here, beautiful girl. She's a talk show host. She's on the rise. So we're going to put her on tonight. And
so
also
we're talking about important things, right?
Yeah, no, not at all.
No, like what's dating like in COVID?
Yeah. She's going to be like, what kind of show is this? I thought we were talking about politics. No. And Mykal Kilgore, Broadway award-winning Broadway star. He's got an album out.
Can I have some?
NAACP award nominee. Who's coming in? Who do you have? Who do you have?
Haven't seen him in a while.
Who do you have? Hey, there he is. What's up there, handsome?
Oh, Scotty, how are you? How's everything? All right?
It's been a long time since you've been cleaning in the background.
Beverly says hello. Everybody says hello.
Hi, Beverly. Hi, everybody. Yeah, no, I know. I've turned on a new leaf. No more cleaning.
Well, but good, good. Make your wife do something once in a while, would you?
You suck.
Tired of watching you get beaten down in that house, Eric. And by the way, I still have the very first N95 mask that your husband gave me the last time I was at your house.
Yeah.
Back in March. Remember that? It was like, oh boy, we're going to start wearing masks, Suit. You got me? I could take. We were like, holy mother of pearl. Listen, here's the thing. We usually, Phil's been on this vacation, right? We don't know where he is at any given time. And normally I've been playing him at the end of the show, but I like to play him at the beginning of the show. I think
a little zen, yeah.
We need a little zen. There's a lot of ocean scenes and contemplation here in the video.
Thank you.
And I know that our audience will be happy. We get Phil, we'll go to him right off the bat. Maybe you'll see him again later on in the show. But let's see, Suki. Let's see where Phil, our musical director, our band leader, who's left us, just for this week to go on vacation. Let's see where he is at this particular moment, Sue.
What the world needs now is love, sweet love. That's the only thing that there's just too little of. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. No, not just for some, but for everyone. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. Hey, Suki and Scott and everybody watching the show. We are still traveling the world. Don't know when we're going to be back, but we'll see. Anyway, you guys, I miss you, and we'll see you sometime.
Listen, I could. That was like I think he needs to do that more often. Like, go to a location where the water is rolling behind him. That was very, very calming, Phil. Thank you.
Very calming. Rory Wright wrote, "Wouldn't it be great if all of us fans showed up there? Imagine if we all just showed up and ruined."
No, I don't want anybody on my vacation.
Ruined Phil's vacation. Suk, so we'll talk election for just 2 seconds. When do you think we'll be hearing who the next president is going to be? Anytime soon?
I'm guessing over the weekend.
Over the weekend?
I think a lot of motions have been filed. A lot of
everybody's suing.
I mean, the president just had a press conference, right? He just had.
He did. He seemed browbeaten and defeated. He's suing everybody. He's listen. If you didn't think that this election was going to be an absolute mess, hi babe. If you didn't think this was going to be an absolute mess and lunacy on this election, you haven't been paying attention to 2020 so far. Because this was going to be anything but normal. It was going to be anything but you weren't going to have a blowout on either side where it would be a clear-cut case of who won.
Yeah.
It's like we're literally coming down to like the thousands of people to see who won.
Well, I mean, just the facts, and we're not talking the fact. We're talking about the facts alone. Excuse me, my love. Thank you. Are you dancing for everybody?
Yeah, it is I'm sorry. There's a TV show going on here.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Can you punish her, please?
But I mean, this is the first time he spoke in 36 hours. So a lot of people wanted to know what was going on. It was in the White House briefing room. He led in with a must-win. Pennsylvania has got to be a must-win for him.
Mm-hmm.
And that really is it. I mean, his legal team launched action in Nevada, and is litigating in Pennsylvania and Georgia. And Trump tweeted that he wanted to stop the count by Thursday morning. So obviously that didn't happen. So
Suki, all I know is I hear stop the count, recount, redo the count, stop the count, redo the count.
I mean, I think the state Supreme Court in Pennsylvania already said that, long as it was, got there by Friday. I think it was Friday, right? Am I right? Am I correct? Am I correct in Pennsylvania? After Friday, it's negligible, I believe.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
It's got to be post-state by election day and counted by Friday. I believe those are the terms in Pennsylvania.
No, I hear you. We'll see. We'll see what happens. It's a total mess. Count the vote. Don't count the vote. Recount the vote, Sue. Recount it. Split the vote. Rock the vote. Suki, can you punish her or something? I mean, come on.
I mean, I really do think that's the way we should look at it with the unicorn. Count the vote. Don't count the vote. Count the vote. Don't count the vote. It's like a rap.
So you ever see Ryan Seacrest Kid? Yeah. You ever see Seacrest Kid in the shot on their show?
I'm going to show you something even cuter.
Oh, you're killing me. I do this to get away from my kids, Suki. I gotta deal with yours.
It's a cookie.
That's Cookie.
Hi, Cookie. So our first guest is in the green room.
Our first guest might be able to shine some light on what's going on.
Yeah, maybe she thinks she's coming on like a political show, Sook. I think she'll be like, who the hell are these guys?
Count the vote. Don't count the vote.
Let's bring her in. She is a rising star, Suki, in the talk show host realm, if you will. And let's bring her in. Ann Elizabeth. Hi, Ann.
Elizabeth, you're gorgeous.
Hi. Oh, thank you.
Ann, how are you?
Hi, how are you? I'm good.
Sook, that's why I wore the collared shirt tonight, because I knew Ann was coming on.
I'm trying to bring myself up right now. And Elizabeth, what is going on? Where are we coming in from? Come on, tell me. What's going on in America right now?
Well, if you want to talk about the election, then let's talk about it.
Dan, give us 30 seconds on the election, because our audience hates when we talk politics.
Yeah, they hate it.
Oh, okay. Well, that's what I do. But so it's just we've known this is what the election was all about for a while. We knew that mail-in ballots were going to be a problem. We knew that this was going to be a mess, and that we weren't going to know for a couple of months. So in my opinion, that's where we're at. I can give you my political spin on it, but I don't know if you want me to go there.
Well, give us your take on it.
Go ahead.
This is America. We're allowed to have opinions here.
Go ahead.
Well, as a conservative, I just think that there's so much fraud going on the conservative side. It's really sad to see when they don't allow voting officials in the rooms, when they shut down warehouses in the middle of the night, when boxes of ballots magically show up overnight. So for me, it's difficult to swallow. I believe that it's going to go to the Supreme Court, and I believe that Donald Trump will still be our next president. And the way the numbers were crunched the first night, it was almost impossible for him to lose. And so I believe the hold-off was done on purpose.
Okay.
So, I don't know what your politics are, so.
We're all over the place. We sing and dance on this show. We normally don't talk politics. We usually do magic and comedy. But so listen, so you got this show on, and I was reading a little bit about you. It's starting to blossom out there on the West Coast, right?
Yeah.
Tell me about the show and where people can see you.
So I have Ann Elizabeth on Facebook. I actually work for an organization, or I volunteer for an organization called Flip It Red California. That's where I got my start. I ended up interviewing a lot of the political candidates in California. And from there, I got picked up on a show with Northern Markets. My show is called Smart Conservatives. And I did all of my political candidate interviews up there. And it also streams on Roku. And then you can see me on Instagram.
Love it.
Ann Elizabeth Smart Conservative, YouTube Smart Conservatives, and Facebook I'm Ann Elizabeth. So those are my handles.
Can I tell you something? So many of our viewers, and with this show was kind of based on just the sheer exhausting of the political landscape in America right now. Just like I think everybody is exhausted. So what got you through election night? I mean, it was just, it's nerve, it just never ends. I mean, it's not over.
No, and I think it's not going to be over for a couple months. But what got me through, I was reporting that night, so I was running from victory location to victory location.
Couple of months, did you say? It's not going to be over for?
Couple months, yeah, that's what I was saying.
I think it's going to be drawn out. I mean, some people say it's going to be a couple weeks. I think it's going to be a couple months. So personally, I think it's going to take some time.
But didn't Bush Gore, wasn't it done in 3 weeks or 36 days or something?
Yeah, but that was my understanding of the hanging chads. It was in that one county.
Yeah, that was the hanging chads.
Well, that was the hanging chads. It was one state. Now we've got court rulings in 3-4 different states. Different counties, different districts. It seems like it's a lot more. I mean, isn't the road to 270 pretty clear? If the margin of error, of course, if the margin of error is close, if it's 0.1 or 1%, of course, recount. But if it's
No, it's not clear when boxes of ballots show up in the middle of the night in empty warehouses. So it's not, and we have to decide, what we're going to do.
Where do they show up? Did I miss that? Where do they show up?
So this is the problem, and this is what my show is all about. Otherwise, outside of interviewing candidates, I go over the narrative, and I've told everyone from Fox to CNN to just turn off the news. If you have a favorite, internet personality or someone that you like to watch to get your spin politically, then I would rely on them right now, because you're not going to get the news on the news, and they're not the official, call for any of these. The electorates are, and the Electoral College and the people who are delegated to the to cast those electoral votes are the ones that you have to, rely on. I know the news is giving what they think in their projections, but those aren't real numbers.
And when did you start getting into politics and know that you wanted to be a talk show host? How did that all come about?
I knew that I wanted to do it when I was in college. I majored, I went to Indiana State University, and I majored in communications with a journalism emphasis and radio, TV, film, broadcast. So I moved to New York City, which was a very hard city to start in. So I ended up going into sales, and I had a very successful sales career. And then over time, I was asked to do some freelance things. I went into some more sports reporting, and my last interview was actually Kobe Bryant, and which
Wow, really?
That's very sweet to me and dear to my heart. But yeah, and then I left to have a family, and now I'm back. During COVID, it just fell in my lap, and I was working with Flip It Red, and she asked, "Hey, I think you should interview the candidates," and I said, "That's me." So. And then the rest is history. So it's been really great.
I love it. And what is, when you're looking into politics, right? Because I know you did some sports. I'm sure you would do some hosting. Was there something or someone specifically in politics that really veered you off in that direction? Was there like a political public figure that kind of got you into that, or no?
My parents. My parents were always very political, and they taught me my political values. My dad's a veteran. I think that I was raised, thank you. Just very proud American, and I think that's where I get it from.
That's great. And so, all right. So listen, all of the people are right in that. It says
talking
she's
about
right.
COVID. Everybody's worried about
Worried
COVID.
about
The numbers are
COVID.
going back high, and they're mapping the virus, and
Yeah.
and and curfews and masks and all of those surges across the country. Do you think that we're able to handle whatever these next couple of months are going to look like for us as Americans?
Yeah, I think we can handle it. We're Americans, and we can handle anything. We're strong. COVID is much more mild this time around, according to the numbers, and we also know how to treat it now. And we have less people dying. We have less people getting as sick as they were in the beginning. So I think we understand the virus a lot more, and I'm not really worried about it at all.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Americans should be worried. I think fear drives a lot of people, and if I can encourage anyone to do anything, it's turn off the narrative and stop being afraid.
Well, the CDC put out numbers just now that said that what makes this whatever round going into the winter months more alarming is because 40% of infections are asymptomatic, and 50% of the transmission actually is happening right now before symptoms begin. And so that's why states are clamping down in crowd size, both indoors and outdoors. So, I know, I know I'm from New York right now, and so I know New York has already talked about certain places that has had outbreaks, including Brooklyn, parts of Staten Island, and they're trying to really kind of clamp down on those areas before it sort of expands into larger territory. I mean, New York was devastated in the spring, and I think that it touches us in a different way when 800 people a day were dying. That is hard to wrap your head around. So hopefully people understand that wearing masks is important. It is a public health issue.
And why did wearing a mask become such a political thing? And why did that happen? Why did that take that shape?
Well, I think in the beginning, actually, a lot of people wanted to wear a mask, and the CDC was saying masks won't help, and they pushed that whole don't wear a mask. It's not important to wear a mask. It's not going to do anything. And then it shifted to you got to wear a mask. And I think it became a symbol of I'm on the left, you're on the right. And honestly, I personally believe they needed a divided America due to an election. And, you know, you think that, you know, you're selfish because you won't wear a mask and you're affecting my health. Well, I think you're an idiot because you won't wear a mask, and let's fight on Facebook. And it's just a matter of division. For me, I just think it was a symbol of division. I wear a mask when I go inside because I just want to be, you know, nice to everybody. And I just think it's, you know, there's nothing, it's not hurting me. I'm not wearing it for long periods of time, jogging. And if it makes everyone comfortable, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
But
it's like when people do uncomfortable things, you know, like whatever it is. People have some filthy habits, and I think like not mask wearing is one of the filthy habits of 2020. Sadly,
You know what's
yes,
amazing?
but change your mask because they're filthy too. Change them
my
often.
God.
wash your masks, people. Wash your mask. That's filthy too.
I'll walk out of a building and I'll see like masks all over the ground. Like remember we were talking about the coming out of the supermarket and the rubber gloves would be on the floor. That was like the new condoms on the floor now. Now I see like I was it was raining the other day and I came out of maybe the gym or whatever it was, and there's like 4 masks on the ground, just wet and grimy and just germy. And I'm like, well, people are animals. They're animals, Ann.
Well, here's the good news. There are more than 70 vaccines that are in development. And, you know, hopefully there will be some end to this pandemic. We just need to, you know, stay the course and be resilient and be Americans. I mean, that's what we are. We're a resilient group of people who fight for what's right. And we believe in our freedoms. Yes. But also this is also public health, too. So we have to look at that.
And thank you so much. Listen, tell people again where they could find you, because I know the show is getting bigger with Roku and all these different TV stations.
It is, and it's exciting to grow so quickly. My YouTube is Smart Conservatives. My Instagram, which I just started, is Anna Elizabeth Smart Conservative, and everyone tells me it's probably the longest name that they have had for Instagram. I literally couldn't fit the S in. It was the last letter. It just wouldn't fit. But my Facebook is Anna Elizabeth, and on Twitter is Smart Conserva TV. So Smart Conserva TV. So yeah, those are my handles. I wish I could get them all the same, but I can't.
I know it's tough. It is tough. And thank you so much. Continue.
Thank you for having me on.
Congratulations to you.
Keep growing that show.
Keep growing your show.
Thank you.
Good
Thank
job.
you. It was a pleasure to meet you both. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you, Anna Elizabeth.
Thank you, Ann.
Good night.
Bye-bye.
Good night.
Yeah, you know what the scary thing is? That the COVID numbers keep growing. I mean, everyone's talking about this, you know.
Suki, do I have to get my my plastic mask back on? Do I got to start wearing that thing again?
You do, because like I mean, I just was giving you facts over there about COVID. The problem is that 40% of people are asymptomatic right now. So we could all be having a huge viral load of, you know.
Whoa, did you say viral load, Suki?
I mean, you usually shoot your load every night, right?
Can you say that on TV, viral load? I'm not sure you can, young lady. It's a little risque. Listen, I will mirror what Phil said at the beginning of the show. And all I'll say is what the world needs now.
Curfew.
Is love, sweet love.
Face
And a curfew. It's the only thing that I'm dreaming of.
Listen, local officials have enacted curfews, just so you know. Miami-Dade County, El Paso, Texas, Pueblo, Colorado, where the COVID-19 infections are going up. So, I mean, this is a real thing.
Unbelievable.
I mean, I don't really understand why people are not understanding that they need to wear masks. And the fact that, just listen to this number. Are you hearing it? The U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention estimates that 40% of infections, people who are 40% of infections are asymptomatic, and 50% of transmission happens before the symptoms begin. Are you understanding this? Like, we're going into like a weird period.
They long to be.
And
close
Irene, you're right.
to
They should be
you.
testing more. Exactly. All right. And right, Chris Jacobs, Europe is under lockdown already. England, Ireland, France, cities in Italy. I mean, listen, weren't we talking about that before we went under lockdown last year?
Yeah, well, they were all under lockdown. Everybody's going back under lockdown. And it's crazy, Duke. And it's funny, during all the election coverage, you don't really hear about a lot about COVID again. You know how it went away with the riots and the protesting. Now with the election, it's also gone. Suki, can we brighten up the conversation?
Listen, sure.
Let's brighten up the conversation because I just want to I want to show you the guy who's coming up in just a few minutes on the show.
Okay,
Take a look at this.
Once you know what love is, you never let it Didn't we all it all?
That was
How great was that?
amazing.
Huh?
That is beyond amazing.
Michael's great, man. I'll tell you.
I mean-
And you talk about being a good producer because he wasn't in the green room when I hit that music. And I just knew by the time that was finished that he would be here to join us.
There's Michael.
There he is.
Hi.
Hey, what's up?
Michael, how are you, buddy?
I'm doing so well. The timing was just perfect.
Dude, that was amazing. Listen, before we continue, turn down your speakers from whatever computer you're on if you have your headphones on.
Oh, goodness.
There you go.
Of course, I feel like I'm doing this all right.
You look great, man. I like the setup.
You sound great.
Well, I appreciate it ever so much.
How are you, my friend?
I am doing super, super well. I cannot complain, not even a little bit.
Listen, let's talk about it. Broadway performer, NAACP, award nominated, right?
Nominated, yes.
Nominated.
I haven't won it yet, but I will take it.
Well, you will. Well, yes, I'm putting it out there into the
Thank
universe.
you,
So
Suki.
I'm putting it out there. So you're gonna get it.
A real
Michael,
believer right here.
You are a very talented individual, my man. Let's talk about first. We'll talk. I know you got this album out that everybody's talking about, but I want to talk about Broadway first because I know you were in some pretty cool shows.
I was. Yes, I really was.
Run down the list for us because I know you had like Jesus Christ Superstar, Motown the musical, which was amazing.
Which we saw, didn't we?
Yeah, we saw that one, and
You probably saw me spinning and twirling on that stage at Motown, but I did Hair the musical on Broadway, Motown the musical on Broadway. I'm one of the voices in Dear Evan Hansen. I did Book of Mormon on tour. I did Songs for a New World, which is the cast album of that, came out a couple of years ago. That I was one of the 4 vocalists in that.
Wow,
at City Center. It's been incredible. Then Jesus Christ Superstar Live.
Jesus Christ.
Superstar.
Yes, like
I
I worked on what's the movie? Greatest Showman. I did.
Oh,
Wow,
You know,
really?
so it's like it's been incredible. Yeah,
Wait, you were in Greatest Showman?
I wasn't in it, but I was on the I was in the team that did the workshops of it.
Wow.
So if you go
I-
on YouTube and
I
you
love the
see,
songs.
like, you look up "This Is Me" with like Hugh Jackman and Kiala like
Wow.
singing in like the rehearsal room pitching the show.
wow.
You see me back there with my dreadlocks just bopping and screaming along. Like,
Wow.
I
So were
love
you
it.
helping produce the way they were actually acting it out on film? Were you?
oh no! I was bottom of the totem pole. You come in, you sing your song, and then you
There's
get out.
nothing about you. Well, I'm looking at you, Michael, and we just
Yeah,
looked at you. There's nothing about you that's bottom of the
Yeah,
top.
were you the executive producer of that show, Michael EP?
Yeah, you know what? I was the executive producer. I ran it. I ran it. I wrote it. I produced it. I did the costumes, and yeah, actually, it wasn't Hugh Jackman. That was me.
When we light it up, we can't come down. And the sun can't stop us now. Right?
All right, Scott, you better be ready.
Dude, I'm always ready.
The thing is, what you don't know is the brilliant songs that were cut. That I
Really?
know. Ooh,
Oh, the songs that didn't even make it?
the songs that didn't even make it. Now that's the album they need to put out.
Oh, man.
You know
that's
what? Because
unbelievable.
that is just amazing. I mean, when I was thinking about that, I was like, "Oh, am I gonna like this? Am I gonna I watched it with my kids, and I was like, this is incredible.
It's a
This is
really good
riveting.
time. I'm just glad that the movie musical is on its way back. Well, it's
Yes.
back, and it's back in a real way, because my turn is next. I'm so excited for the opportunity to do something like that. I feel like it's coming. I'm not gonna boost myself too much, but I feel like I'd be really good. I feel like I'd be really good at one of those.
Oh, man.
So
Such
listen,
good
you
stuff.
were born in Florida. You went to Florida State. Is that Florida? You studied music. So are you
I
a
studied
Gator
music.
at Florida State?
No,
Is
I'm a
that-
Seminole. Don't
Seminole.
you dare, Suki. I am a Seminole. I went
You're
to
like,
school
I'm a
in Tallahassee.
Seminole.
Yes, and like I'm an honorary Rattler, because that's
Okay. You're a
FAMU.
Rattler.
I'm right across the railroad tracks. I always will show love to the orange and green, the Rattler
Okay.
fam. So
Okay.
yeah, so that's where my heart lies.
All right. So when you graduated, did you just say, you know what, I'm coming to Broadway? And you got to Broadway, and then Billy Porter shows you love. Like,
Billy Porter.
how did that
You know,
all happen?
I would love for that to be the real story. What happened is, after college, I moved to Nashville because I was working in theme parks and cruise ships, and I met a friend who is now one of my best friends in the universe, a man named Gregory Woodruff. I gotta shout you out. I met him in Hershey, Pennsylvania, doing a theme park. And
Hershey,
he was like,
Pennsylvania. Who hasn't been there? I have.
right. He was like, so move with me to Nashville because
Yeah.
you're a writer, you're a musician. It's a great city. Like you should be there. So I moved to Nashville, lived there, learned how to become a better writer, did some cruise ships and did other things there. And then there was a time where I went to him, we were roommates, and I was like, I think it's time to move to New York. And he was like, I was waiting for this.
Good.
So, and the reason I moved is because of Billy Porter. He told me to move.
Love it. And this album, A Man Born Black, you bet you wrote that entire album yourself?
I
This is
did.
your debut album, right?
It is my debut, and I wrote her myself. She is my baby, as I call her to everyone. And it's like the weirdest thing, but yeah, I've never been more proud of anything, I think, in my entire life.
I mean, I see shades of Anita Baker. I see so many things that you draw upon.
See,
when you're
Suki, I think you
singing.
really get it. You get me. But
Love,
that's exactly what it is.
Wait, Anita Baker, don't you ever go away. Right? Isn't that Anita Baker?
Come on,
Yes.
Scott has
Come
the
on,
references
Scotty.
tonight.
You don't know who Anita Baker is?
I know. I just sang her song for
He's
you.
got all the references. Suki,
Come
you got to
on,
step
dude.
it up now.
Come
Don't
on,
just say the name. You
Suki.
got to
I
give
know
us
who
the
Anita
track.
Baker is. Come on.
Michael, in Motown the musical, because it was so. By the way, Berry Gordy was on our show when Suki and I were doing the mornings in New York. He was on our show promoting Motown the musical.
Motown musical, yeah.
Yeah, well, you know what? Mr. Gordy is one of the most incredible individuals I think I've ever met.
Genius.
He is absolutely a genius, and he's so brilliant at what he does. And then you get to know him, and you're like, well, you're kind of brilliant at everything. So
Yeah.
not just the things that we know that you can do, but everything. And he, instilled in the cast this idea that iron sharpens iron. That's like one of his favorite sayings. And I'm so thankful for that time for that purpose, because I try to surround myself with really incredibly talented and passionate people, because that level of excellence forces me to rise. So great.
So my original question, what's your favorite song that you got to sing in that show?
Oh, maybe Ball of Confusion.
Well, can you want to give me a little bit? I know you set up to sing right there. You got to give us a little something.
Well, I mean, the only part of Ball of Confusion people know is Ball of Confusion.
You're right.
You know what I mean? So like, you know what I mean? Like, if you sing anything else, they'll go, "What song is it?"
I love it. I love it. Is there a Motown tune that's like you go to as like your go-to Motown song?
You know what? I have such PTSD after singing them 8 times a week. I don't even sing Motown music.
You know, you're out of the Motown game.
I paid my dues at the Motown, throne. I like bowed before it for a long time. So
I love it.
It's time for the other songs.
I was listening to your album, and it's like, it's got Stevie Wonder. I feel Stevie Wonder. I feel Al Green. I feel all of these things. Jackie Wilson. Are all of these people sort of, do they resonate in your soul? And when you wrote her, these 10 tracks, right? Am I right? 10 tracks?
10 tracks.
Was it like, this is everything this is my whole experience, and I'm going to show you who I am?
That's exactly it. I wanted people to see who I was, but part of it is input, output. I have been such a ravenous consumer and student of like soul music since childhood.
Me too.
And the idea that America's musical landscape was created by Black voices and Black art. Mm-hmm. And I thought that this would be a wonderful tribute to the artists that created the American sound.
Yeah.
So I wanted to do an album that was not so referential that it became dated, but it was something that said, I'm going to really cherish and appreciate these sounds, and then find a way to do it in a way that feels 100% couture to Mykal Kilgore and 100% now. So that was important to me. Even the subject matter, like they wrote songs about love and relationships, and they also looked at the state of the world and said, I have to comment on this too as an artist. So,
yeah.
So that was important to me.
Well, you've definitely used your voice to talk about, things, calling out racism in theater, calling out racism when it comes to just the culture of things that are being wrong. And I think it's important for us to shine a light when we have a voice and when we have a stage, and to do it in a way to educate people. I don't think, I think sometimes people just don't know. And it's okay to tell.
I agree. There are so many people who don't know. Mm-hmm. And then there are a lot of people who refuse to hear it unless their favorite says it. Mm-hmm. So I'm lucky enough to be a few people's favorite. So when I say it, they go,
I never was anybody's favorite. I think that was my problem.
Yeah, so
I don't know if that's true. So
I was like,
you might be somebody's favorite.
I was the audience's favorite. I wasn't.
But that's the thing.
But I wasn't internally anybody's favorite.
Yeah,
anybody stopping their day to sit and listen, that means you're a favorite.
I know, but that. How management is. They're all,
Oh, yes.
Michael,
that conversation offline.
I didn't even like her that much.
Scott, how dare
you, Scotty?
A Man Born Black. Can you give me a little taste of one of the songs on the show? On the album?
I can definitely give you a taste. I can give you more than a taste.
Yes, give it to us. Our audience needs it. Uplift us.
Give me our audience. Our audiences, they love to hear music, man. Lifts their spirits.
Well, that's what I'm here for. You can hear that?
We're feeling it.
I'm giving you a Stevie meets the Wailers.
I was going to say Bob Marley.
Meets Bob Marley, yes. I'm just a man born black. I'm not a hero. I'm not a martyr. I carry on my back the expectations of those before me. I'm trying every day. Some days are rough and some days are harder, but I've got this to say. I take it high, so I go far. Don't wanna think no more, don't wanna fight no more, don't wanna know no more who's wrong or right no more. So pass me that vaporizer. Don't wanna stress no more, feel a mess no more. Just wanna find some rest somewhere and say jobless. So pass me that vaporizer. My heart is certified. I'm not a turncoat, I'm not a coward. My soul is forged with pride. Though men may test me, they feel my power. I'm trying every day to infiltrate us and to devour. But I've got this to say, we'll turn to sweet things they call sour. Don't wanna think no more, don't wanna fight no more, don't wanna know no more who's wrong or right no more. So pass me that vaporizer. Hey! Don't wanna stress no more, feel a mess no more. Wanna find some rest and say jobless. So pass me that vaporizer. Here we go. I'm scared to go outside. I'm scared to kneel down. I'm scared to stand up. I'm scared to shout black pride. I'm scared, but I ain't never gonna shut up. I'm scared of the blue line. I'm scared it won't work for someone like me. I'm scared of my own mind. I'm scared I might find it at it free. Don't wanna think no more, fight no more. Don't wanna know who's wrong or right no more. So pass me that vaporizer. Don't wanna stress no more, feel a mess no more. Just wanna find some rest somewhere and say jobless. So pass me that vaporizer. Ooh, this is the current situation. We're sick and tired of conversation. This is the current situation. We're tired, tired, tired. This is the current situation. We're sick and tired of conversation.
Wow.
Powerful, powerful.
Michael, you know what's so cool? Your music was coming out of the right side of my speakers, and your voice was coming out of the left side. It was
amazing.
It sounded like you were in my room.
I felt like I was having a concert in my house right now.
I love it, man.
Yes.
I love it. Listen, you wrote a song on this album called "Are We Back Together Yet?"
Yes, I did.
Is that about somebody?
It is about someone. It is absolutely that. It was one of those.
Go ahead.
I always tell people that that song is the perfect confluence of like my real love life and my like upbringing, because there's nothing better than some Baptist begging when you really need to get the point across. You got to go into a good old Baptist holler and beg and say, come on. You got to just beg and plead.
Oh, come on. Can we hear that? Come on now.
It was a little. Go ahead.
You know, you want to hear it.
I want to do the God in Me too, because I love that.
Okay, now you want a full concert, honey.
Yeah,
we only got 30 minutes now.
Listen, the album's like 32 minutes. Just go through it.
I mean, it is so good. I do go through it.
Stubborn son of a gun, and I like it. Second chances on romances ain't the way that you play, yeah. Look what I done. I bumped my head on the run, yeah, I tried it. Y'all like this one? Now I'm pleading, I'm in need of you, so don't throw me away. Don't throw me away. I'll be down on my knees till the sun meets the sea, till the fruit grows and falls to the ground from the trees, until you take me back. It's a surefire bet. Every word that I'll say means, are we back together, yeah. Now I know y'all have been in love like that, where something went wrong and you were like, please take me back. I deserve it. I know you heard every word that I'm saying, but I'm fixated to make it right. I really, really want to make it right. No one's perfect, but you're worth the ways you're making me working. Is that right, Suki? Oh, what I learned is a thing worth fighting for is gonna take a fight. It will take a fight. I'll be down on my knees till the sun meets the sea, till the fruit grows and falls to the ground from the trees, until you take me back. It's a surefire bet. Every word that I'll say means are we back together. Take me to the bridge. A foolish man will throw it all away, yeah. And that fool used to be me, yeah. But my hazy eyes saw I almost lost my prize. I was blind, but now I see. I'll be down on my knees till the sun meets the seas, till the fruit grows and falls to the ground from the trees, until you take me back, Scott. It's a surefire bet. Every word that I'll say means are we back together. Burn it down, da, da, da. I won't cuss, I won't pick up a fuss. I'll be cool, I'll be calm, cause I'm thinking of us, until you take me back. Hey, it's a surefire bet. Every word that I'll say means are we back together, back together. And that's how you beg. You beg just like that.
Yeah, Mykal, that was good, bro. That was good. Listen,
if you're not begging like that, you ain't serious. You got to
really beg. It had not worked. It had not worked.
Stevie Wonder all over that song.
Thank you.
How do you know a lot of Stevie Wonder tunes?
You know what? I know a few because I understudied Stevie in Motown the Musical.
Right.
And he's a genius, and everyone kind of knows all of Stevie Wonder's music. But he is an artist like Mozart. It's like, yeah, I know Mozart songs, but until you spent the time to really go in your lab and study, you don't know Stevie.
Do you know his song Lately? You know the song Lately or no?
Everybody knows Lately.
Listen, when I used to go into the makeup room in the 4 o'clock in the morning with Suki, she would sit in her chair and I would sit in mine, and I'd say, Suk, I gotta sing you a little tune.
All right.
And I would just go.
Sing it for us?
No, you're gonna sing it, but I'm gonna give you my version.
You're gonna sing it for us. I want to hear it.
All right, you ready? So here's what I would do. I'd say, Suk, I'm a man of many wishes. I hope my premonition misses, but what I really feel, my eyes won't let me hide, 'cause they always start to cry.
That's not bad.
That's not bad at all. I'm not coming behind that. You're not gonna make it out of me.
Lately, I have had the strangest
Okay, stop. Now, let me
Come on, Mykal. Let me hear you do that a little bit. You got the voice, man.
Baby, you just did it, so you don't need me. Now, I give to the needy, not the greedy.
Mykal, when you write an album, obviously it's like writing a book, beginning, middle, and an end. Mm-hmm. Like, what was the journey that you wanted listeners to go through?
I wanted them to look at this album as if it was an invitation. And then if you take the invitation, then you get to come closer in. And as you get to know me, you realize, sure, what I saw from a distance is that you're a man and that you're black. Mm-hmm. But then as I get closer, I realize no matter what color you are, what ethnicity you are, what race, what gender, what sexual identity, there's so much more that we have in common than what we have that's different. And I wanted this to be, I wanted there to be a little bit of sugar to help the medicine go down, because there are messages about social justice and racial politics that I wanted to get out in this album. But for the most part, I wanted people to go, you know what? This is someone who's just like me, who's a lot more like me than I thought.
Okay.
And as I listen, I can have a lot more grace and love and empathy for others, because the human experience is so much bigger than the color of our skin. Now,
absolutely.
Now, saying all that, if you voted Trump, then I don't want you to text me. Don't you text me. Don't you text me. Don't you call me.
Listen,
I mean that.
Can I tell you something? Like, when we talk about musical geniuses who helped us through times of trouble in this country, I always think about Marvin Gaye. Like,
you have to
basically paved the way through his music and with the message of unity and brother and sisterhood. I mean, like, I mean, I feel like now is the time for music like yours to sort of pierce through the noise that's out there to bring people together. Like you said, we're more different than we really realize that we are. I mean, we're more the same than we are different. Exactly. Thank you. That's what I wanted to say.
Yeah,
the connection is humanity.
I think it's always time for music that tells the truth. And I just feel very blessed that I had a team at Effective Music that allowed me to write music and produce music and deliver music. That was the truth. I didn't have to water myself down. I didn't have to hide the things about me that I think make me special and wonderful. I'm Black and I'm queer and I'm male and I'm a theater person and I went to college for music education and all these things created who I was. I'm a church kid. Like, all that stuff is true. And it all comes through in the music, and I think that's what makes this album so enjoyable for others, is because they're hearing something that doesn't feel like a machine made it, a human made it.
Yeah, oh, great. Mykal, listen, take a break. I want to show our audience a little of you in action on the stage. Watch it.
Show.
They too much heaven on their mind. Beautiful, but now it's sour. This is listen, Jesus, to the warnings I give. Please remember that I want us to live. So come on, listen. It's gonna
Love it. So, Mykal, listen, when you're up on the stage, man, how great is it when you get that immediate feedback from an audience sitting there watching you live?
You know what? There's nothing like it. There's nothing like getting that immediate feedback. But I will say, over the quarantine, I feel like I have the smallest, teeniest understanding of what it's like to do radio, because there's been so much going on through Zoom and like seeing the comments scrolling and like that sort of thing. There is I've taken it for granted all these years because I'm one of the babies of the radio. I grew up like listening to my favorite radio station and calling in and doing the contests and all that sort of stuff. And I took for granted the work that it is to put out that level of energy, not sure that anything's coming back.
That anything's coming back, right?
Not positive at all. You just have to, do it for yourself and have faith that the people are receiving it well.
It's connecting.
Right. So I feel like I'm going to blow the audiences like off their chairs when
you get back.
When I get back on stage, because my mind is so geared now towards, just push, because you never know who's on the other end. So to have somebody give me any energy back, that circle of energy that happens in a live situation.
Sure.
I feel like we're going to just like literally shake the roof off the building.
It's going to be great.
I mean, I guess those are the lessons that we've learned during COVID, right?
My gratitude meter is so high now.
Huge.
The things that used to be like, I'm so grateful. It's like, wow, how wonderful. I mean, truly. And I think there are other people who've gone the opposite way. But for me, it truly has been like such a blessing to have had this time, even though we had it in the worst way we could have had it.
True.
Like I have looked into myself in such a serious way and gone,
Mykal, can you give us one more before we go tonight? I know you've been so generous with your talent. You got to do one more in you. Come on, what do you got?
I can do one more song, and then I have to drop my Venmo.
Hold on, I think I have Venmo. Sook, you got your Venmo?
I got Venmo.
Send the man some money, would you?
Okay, here we go.
I wish I could. Yeah. I love this setup. I got to talk to Mykal about what he's doing right now because I want to learn.
You know what? We need all of our performers to have his setup because it sounds great.
Well, thank you. I did my best actually to make
It
sure
really
it was
does.
nice for you.
It comes
Listen,
through.
Mykal, you hit it. I mean, nobody is denying
You
you.
are so beautiful, so wise. I wish I saw the world through your eyes. I wish I had loved like you, so nice. You give so much, I wonder why. I look me in the mirror and I search to see, where is the master's image staring back at me? Here's my question. Where is compassion or the need for setting free? I wonder, can God see the God in me? Ooh, see the God in me. These limbs, they seem to be so small. I wonder if I stretched, would they reach at all? If I could touch a heart or two, I'd lead those hearts I touched to you. I look me in the mirror and I search to see, where's the master's image staring back at me? Where is compassion or the need for setting free? I wonder, can God see the God in me? See the God in me, yeah. Open up my eyes to see the needs of others. Open up my life to my sisters and my brothers. Maybe shine a light to help those in the darkness see God for themselves. If we're in Him and He's in us, it should show. If we're in her and she's in us, then everyone ought to know. If we're in God and God's in us, we should give love, love. 'Cause God is love. Can't you see? Yeah, open up our eyes, open up our lives, and then shine a light to help those in the darkness see God for themselves. Ooh, see the God in me. See the God in me. Ooh, can you see the God in me? Sugi and Scott, I can see the God in you.
Damn.
That was beautiful.
Damn, Mykal, that's good. Damn, that's good.
Thank you.
God, it's
You need
so
a manager,
good.
kid. You need a manager.
You just
I
made
got
it
a
so happy.
manager. Don't get me in trouble. Do not get me in trouble, Scott.
Dude,
Listen, you know,
you are.
one of our very good friends is also another Broadway superstar, James Monroe Englehart.
Yes.
Oh, that legend. That
James Eigelhart.
genius.
He was one of our first guests on this show.
Yeah.
Honestly, I love him so dearly. That is a dear friend of mine.
He's the
Okay.
man, James.
Incredible, and so foolish and so fun and so sweet and so amazing.
He is. His energy. There is just something about Broadway superstars like you and him. It just raises.
Mykal, listen,
It raises the room, the energy
since-
of a room. It's just incredible.
Since March, we've done about 110 of these shows with entertainers and singers and so many singers. And I got to tell you, man, you're up there with you're in our all-star.
You're in the
Oh, my
pantheon,
goodness.
top 5.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you
Gee
so much.
whiz. I mean, like,
Really good, bud.
Incredible.
Congratulations. You're amazing, my friend.
I'm so thankful for the opportunity to sing and to share and to meet the two of you. This has been so wonderful. Hopefully, we're cemented as friends now. So
We
we'll
are,
be
Michael.
able to chat all the time.
You welcome back. You have carte blanche, my friend, anytime.
Carte blanche. Let me see if I can spell that.
I don't know how to spell it.
Michael, and your setup is just divine. Let's just put it out there.
You know what? I
Sounds
have
good,
to
man.
give all the credit to my team because I was like, should I do it? They were like, if you're gonna be in your house anyway, just make sure the setup is right.
Set it up. Set it
I
up.
went and set her up and did exactly what I wanted.
You set it up right.
My wall.
I see that. I saw that.
My
Wow.
wall. You know, so I'm ready. It's not quite as phenomenal as this kitchen I see in the background. Like,
Well, listen, this is my life. We started this where he would actually bother me after cooking dinner. I have kids. And I was like, well, Scotty, I'm gonna put it on the computer in my kitchen.
Michael, when you're a famous broadcaster like Spooky, I'm in this little basement in front of a brick wall, but I'm still trying to get to that level.
I'm telling you, this kitchen, I'm like, how luxurious is
Oh,
this?
it's luxurious. It's we change it up. It's terrible but true. But this is our luxurious kitchen.
Michael,
I'm
listen,
100% into it.
our audience absolutely loved you. We loved you. Thank you so much for coming on.
How do people find you, Michael? Come on.
Tell everybody how they
Thank
can find you.
I'm so thankful for this audience. How wonderful. You can find me everywhere on the internet at Mykal Kilgore, MYKAL KILGORE. You can go to mykalkilgore.com, which is my website, and please, everywhere music is found online.
Yes,
you
already
can pick up my
found.
album, A Man Born Black by Mykal Kilgore.
So
It's
good.
amazing. It's amazing.
So good. Michael, thank you, pal. You'll come back, all right? We definitely want to have you back.
Michael,
Yes,
you know
sir.
what? You made a crappy week pretty fantastic. Let me just tell you that.
Yeah, well, this week is looking like it might turn around for us by the end of the week. So,
See?
Michael, thank you, my friend.
thank you all.
Take care,
Peace.
buddy.
Bye, Michael.
Bye.
Oh, Suki, Jesus, how good was he?
Michael is just something.
I could have turned the show over to him and just let him sing.
You know what? And you know what? I felt like he was given and it's true. 3 songs in, you're like, we're having a concert.
And it sounded like his music coming out here, his voice is coming out here.
MykalKilgore.com. MykalKilgore.com. Right? What was that? One of his producer put it up on the banner. What was that?
Yes, that was his lovely PR media person who actually hooked him up with us.
We have to put that up, Michael.
Let me see if I can find it again. I'll put it back up.
Yeah, put it
I'll
back up.
scroll through. Suki, I'll tell you, what a week of shows. I mean, Tuesday night we had on the two singers, right? The 2 women singers.
Yeah.
I can't give you any names. I can't remember any names of people who were on.
We had Liz.
Yeah.
Liz Lieber.
Oh, right. Liz was on.
Yeah.
And the other girl who was Soraya.
Soraya.
Fantastic singers. Last night we had
Oba,
the great actor.
And
Thunderstorm was on.
Thunderstorm Artis.
Oh my God! And then just tonight you had Ann Elizabeth and Mykal Kilgore. What a week! And I'll tell you what,
just killed it.
Suki. I don't want to brag, but next week's shaping up to be pretty good too.
I know. We're just getting better and better, guys. I just want you to know, Yvonne Burns, Irene Fitzhugh, Anna Hoover, all of our fans that always sit there, Donna Fruscietto. We love you. We love your support. Share it. Just so you know, Cherry Hetrick loves you singing.
Loves my singing, Suki. They all want me to sing. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's been a great week.
I'm a man of many wishes.
And my premonition.
What I really feel, Suki, it's time to go eat dinner. 'Cause they always start to cry. Suk, I'd say as soon as they announce who won president, we come on the air, but we don't really care. We don't care.
Doesn't make a difference, Scotty.
Doesn't make a difference in my life, Suki. Love you guys. Good night. We'll see you on Tuesday. Another great week of shows coming up, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Suker. Night, everyone.